We're fighting sunlight right now, but I think I have enough time and I want to get the project done today because it's been a couple days of not really being able to water our squash and pumpkin and corn that we put out, and the sun is just drying it out. It's the heat of the Texas summer, and I mean, we probably didn't plant at the right time for those type of plants. Like I said before, we were just trying it out. Well, trying it out, but we're not getting very good water over in that area. So we ordered the Farmer's Friend LLC Feild Irrigation system. We're gonna set it up today. I just gotta get my knife, because every time I walk out of the house to get ready to do something, I realize I forgot something else. Let's get started. First, I'm gonna try to sneak over here to the pigs and let you see them, because it is funny. They're getting after each other. Those are happy pigs. No doubt about it. No one could tell me otherwise. Those are some happy pigs. All right, so let's check out this this Farmer's Friend LLC Feild Irrigation kit. Let's check out what we got. Okay, so just to be honest, this is not in any way a paid promotion. I ordered this online for applications that we wanted, and first things first, I'm not happy on how they packed it in here. All of these sprinkler heads, this baggie, this 2-gallon baggie full of different parts and stuff are just open in here. So all of these little connectors and stuff are just in the box. So I mean, hopefully we're not missing any pieces. Thanks, Farmer's Friend, that's awesome. I don't even know what parts are what. They're just now scattered on my garage floor because they're not packaged very well. This is funny, guys. This was carefully packaged by Jake. Well, Jake, you did a terrible job at packing it. Come on, man. I was only going to mention that the packing job was bad when it all came just pouring out of the box all loosely, not in the bag. Look at this. Just all over the place, all the little connectors and everything. That's it, that's all I was going to say until I read the paper that says carefully packaged by Jake. Farmer's Friend, that's not cool. Do better. Okay, so here we go. This we got an assembly and instruction manual. Hopefully this tells me what all the parts are. All right, we got our bucket and our spikes and our 100-foot of water hose. We're gonna make it out here to the garden. We're gonna walk by the pigs again. Check them out, guys. I want someone to try and tell me that those are not happy pigs. Moving around on fresh ground weekly, getting the best Texas Naturals, non-GMO, non-soy feed, getting to eat on pasture, fresh grass, not in a feedlot. They get exposure to the nice sun. Now we're in Texas and it gets hot, but they have adequate shade. Those are some happy pigs. Okay, we got all of our stuff out here to the garden. I have my water hose supplied run right there. I have 5 rows set up. I mean, really 6 rows, 5 to 6 rows set up right here because one's half a row. I'm gonna run this water hose straight down the middle of this garden bed. They tell us that this system is supposed to be able to water up to 3,000 square foot, 30 foot by 100 foot. Well, this is much smaller than that. This is only 25 foot by 75 foot. So I'm gonna test their theory. So far, I'm disappointed in Farmer's Friend, just because of the packaging. I'm not gonna count them out yet. I'm gonna follow their instructions to the T, exactly what it says, and we'll see how it turns out. All right, let's turn to our Feild Irrigation. Basic Feild Irrigation kit includes, well, it doesn't, oh, I need a hammer and a 25-foot tape measure. I don't have that with me, so hold on a second, I'm gonna go get that. Okay, back at it. 1, first build the sprinkler assemblies. Oh, and they have pictures. I do like the pictures, that helps. Probably good enough. 1B, next, screw the sprinkler head onto the sprinkler stand, hand tighten. We're going to screw these into each one of these sprinklers. Now hand tight, they said, don't go crazy. I didn't mention earlier, but I'm timing how long this takes me. I started at about 6:40 p.m. Central Time. Not that that matters, but so that you know what time zone I'm in. Okay, C, finally, snap the sprinkler stand onto the stake adapter, making sure that to line up the angles on the stand and adapter. What do they mean by that? Oh, these angles. Okay. So on here, there's little angles on the actual hose, and these guys here are angled. So we're just gonna snap them in there. And they fit nice and snug. That's good. On to step number 2. 2, lay the, I can't say this word. Polyethylene. Polyethylene, is that right? I'm sorry guys, I don't English. Polyethylene tubing down the center of your field. Note, the sprinklers effectively cover 8 30-inch beds with 12 to 18-inch pathways. That's close to what we have. So you would want to run the tubing between the 4th and 5th bed, so they're saying right down the middle. Like I said earlier, ours is 30 foot wide. We have 5 36-inch rows with a 12-inch walkway. So we have 48-inch paths. So I'm gonna go straight down what would be our 2 and 3 rows. I'll show you. So I'm gonna go down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm gonna go right down here between 2 and 3, because currently we have all of our squash and pumpkins up rows number 1 and 2, and we have our corn up row number 3, and there's nothing on 2 or 5 or 4 or 5 yet. We're hoping to get there. So our polyethylene tubing, if I'm saying that correctly, is this right here. We have 100 feet of it. So I'm gonna unsnap it and just run, we only have 75 foot. So I'm just gonna run it straight down and maybe leave the excess off on this side. So they don't tell you to do this in the instructions, but I'm gonna lay my hammer across the end of this because it's all coiled up, and I want it to kind of roll out easier than me trying to fight a coiled hose the whole way. All right, so it's laid out. I have about 25 foot extra because I only have a 75 foot length garden bed. So I have a little bit extra on this side that I'm gonna run this way to attach to my water hose. This is, all right, that was number 2, so now we're on to number 3. Using the hole punch, make holes in the polyethylene. That's really hard. You guys are probably laughing at me, but I'm having a hard time saying that. Using the punch, make holes in the even though I prepped myself to try to say it, I still mess up. Polyethylene tubing. Push the brown grommet into each, the brown grommet, okay. Is it gourmet? Grommet? I'm getting an English lesson here, guys. These little things that were just all over my box and that I had to like kind of search for and rolled all over my garage because they were not packaged carefully. These guys. So I'm gonna go make my holes. I'm gonna measure out where I want them to be. I only have 75 foot right now, so I'm only gonna do 4 sprinkler heads. I'm not gonna do all 5, but I'm gonna leave room to do the 5th one later on. So this kit Comes with the handy dandy punch that I don't actually know how to use. So let's see, let's consult the picture. You push it in. Can't be that hard, right? Okay, so here's one thing that they have not addressed in the instructions yet. And I think right here would be a good spot to introduce this step in the instructions. They give you these ground stakes. Well, it would have been a great time in the instructions to utilize these ground stakes whenever you're rolling out your 100 foot of polyethylene tubing, because it curls up. So, you know, you get out here and now your pipes, your hose is curled over, when you could have easily just used these stakes at the very beginning and staked it down. And that way, I mean, at least doing it on the end right there, so that the end of your tubing that is the most likely to curl over will stay in place. Maybe they introduce the stakes later in the steps, but I just think that would be a better spot for it. Okay, so now we're gonna take our hole punch and the grommets and a tape measure and start at the end and work our way back, putting one at every 25 feet. Okay, that's an easy tool to use, and then you just pop this guy into it. Easy day. Step 4. Oh, push the brown grommet into the punch hole. We did that. Number 5, attach the hose adapter to the supply end of your polyethylene tubing and hook up to your water supply. So this guy into your little grommet. Okay, so number 5, attach the hose adapter to the supply end of your polyethylene tubing and hook up your water supply. Okay, I see how it works. They don't tell you how it works. You just kind of like stick this little explicit looking male adapter into the female hose, and then you tighten screw. Hand tight. And they're saying to attach the supply line, so I'm gonna get my water hose real quick. This is how I'm gonna do it, and this is just my own personal preference. I'm gonna put my water hose up here and attach it right here so it's kind of up out of the ground, because this really bad area of poke salad weeds takes over this area, and I would never be able to find it, the cutoff valve, if I just let the grass and everything grow up over it. And this area right here is kind of hard to mow right now because the water hoses are laying down, and I don't want to like break them up. There's our cutoff valve right there. I'm excited to see what number 7 is. Ooh, it says flush the water until the water starts coming out the other end of our supply line, of our polyethylene tubing. So let's go turn it on. Let's just walk down here. It's kind of slowly making its way down here. Now we're just flushing the line, I'm assuming, to get any dirt and things out. So, all right, water is coming out at the end of it, so let's go shut the water off. After flushing, attach the flush valve. Well, first of all, let's turn that off. After flushing, attach the flush valve to the end of the polyethylene tubing. It's just another hose adapter for the polyethylene tubing and your little flush valve that you screw onto the top of it. On to number 8. Number 8. Push the sprinkler stakes into the ground by each of the brown grommets, and then insert the sprinkler tube into the brown grommet. I don't know why I keep wanting to say gourmet. It's not G-O-R, it's G-R-O. Grommet. Don't push too hard. It's a friction fit. Boom, that's one done. I'm gonna do 3 more. I think that's 8. They didn't say turn it on or anything, but let's turn it on and find out if it works. And action. Oop. Looky there. That is neat. Okay, so all of these heads, woo, I'm gonna get wet. All of these heads just spin in a circle as they shoot water out. And yeah, they do shoot about 15 feet. They do shoot about 15 feet out, so that's cool. I think that'll, and it totally is, it's covering our entire garden right here, 25 foot by 75 foot without any issues. I do have one more thing I'm gonna add to this system that is not a part of Farmer's Friend, and it is completely for my own laziness. I'm gonna add a start-stop timer to this system so that I don't have to come out here and turn it off and turn it on every day, twice a day, or however many times that needs to happen. I gotta say, the only thing that I am not satisfied about with this system, this far I just turned it on. Anything could happen. But this far in the whole setup of the Farmer's Friend Feild irrigation system is that they say that they carefully packaged it, and it was not carefully packaged. And that's minuscule. I'm not outraged about it, but you know, package your stuff good. But it's totally fine. The system looks like it's working great. I'll monitor over the next couple days, give you guys an update. I like it though. I think this is going to work wonders for us here in East Texas in the middle of the summer trying to start a garden. So thanks for hanging out with us, guys, watching our review of the installation of the Farmer's Friend Feild irrigation system. I'm excited to see it work. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, and we'll see you next time.